Someone
Yeah.
overheard me talking to Sky, and they
Yeah.
said, "Wow, that person was so professional. You got a really good person." And I'm like, "No, that's the computer." And they're like, "No, I know you're talking to the computer, but the support person did such a good job. They're very helpful." And I'm like, "No, the support person was the computer." They didn't believe me.
And what's the results been like?
Great. So she books the appointment, which is
Yeah.
unbelievable. The agents call to reconfirm the appointment with their listing materials. She booked four so far, and we've gone on three, like a
Yeah.
week, maybe 2 weeks max. It really
Yeah.
is incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm blown away by it.
Charles, where are you based out of? What's your territory?
Greenwich, Connecticut. So we're Lower Fairfield
Okay.
County, Connecticut. 22 years. I started before there was internet almost. Do you know when I
Wow.
started? I would send an email on Monday and the client would respond on Wednesday. It was dial up. And I looked today at Georgia and I'm like, what is going on? I used Sky the other day and that was like beyond amazing. And then you actually ended up calling. So it was a
Yeah.
really amazing experience.
What were you doing before these AI agents?
Okay, so my primary website is YLopo. If you are a consumer and you call the website, I have AI through YLopo that calls the client, not do the job that Georgia does. But Georgia is very different. Georgia is much more sophisticated, much more advanced, and she seems to be a little bit more dialed in to the consumer.
Wow, Charles. So you had an ISA department at one point, and you've gone through that whole process of hiring, firing ISAs and VAs. So now bringing AI agents into the process and to replace that. And you've been using it for 2 weeks
This is
to.
way better than a VA, though. So
Mm.
we had an ISA department. We would interview them and train them. I mean, it was exhausting. I hired and fired so many ISAs. It was terrible. It was a really expensive and frustrating. We had in-house, we had virtual. Georgia is my favorite. It's like boom, quick, easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to call her. Like, I just like her as a person. I hear from a lot of the agents, I'm not techie. I love to tell them that, there's no such thing as techie anymore because what you know today is going to be obsolete tomorrow anyway. So, well, the scripting, and I know AI generates some of it, but the scripting that
DBT builder.
I know that it's all the same company, but in my mind, Georgia is very different from everybody else. It's like the way she talks to the people, it's unbelievable.
How has that been? Let me ask you about that. Yeah.
It was relatively easy to set up and get going. Now I'm going to scale it and automate it a little bit more. I don't have to babysit it maybe as much. Having a team of agents and I'm asking them every single day, will you call? Will you call? Will you call? And having Georgia go in and just call, it's like,
Yeah.
boom, right? She's identified, this is the hot prospect list, call these people. The last one that she spoke to, he's Israeli and he has a thick accent and he's like, listen, I am renting. I'm not selling. And she says, okay, I got it. Your primary objective is to rent. But if I brought you a good offer, would you still consider selling? And he's like, yeah, well, maybe. And she's like, great. So I'm going to keep you posted on where the market is and what buyers we have. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
Boom. So powerful.
I would ask, like, what's next for you now that you're using Agent X, but you're already planning it? What is next for you, Charles?
We're in momentum, right? So I'm looking for how do I scale outside of my immediate market to get market share because I think it's a land grab at the moment. And thank you. I'm ready to grab it. It's scalable. Do you find agents that are coming on board with you hesitant or anxious about AI?
In any landscape or any company or any products, you have the early adopters that see the potential and the opportunity and they're like all in. And then you do have the laggards that look at a product or an idea and say, that's really cool, but I'm a little skeptical or I'm not ready yet. I would have to say the early adopters that do jump in are always skeptical, but they still try it before they say no to it. And when they do try it, we measure stickiness as well, Charles, the stickiness of our products and at what point people are like, I love this. So the first stickiness is when they actually hear an AI talk to them. They're like, wow, that's incredible. It just talked to me. The second stickiness factor is when it actually talks to their prospect and they see how well the AI does. They're like, whoa, this is actually working.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you track and measure everything also. I love to track and measure everything.
The third biggest stickiness is when the AI handles the conversation end to end and they actually have a listing opportunity on the calendar. I got asked, how is, I know yesterday when we jumped on the phone call, you're like, hey, I've been getting some deals come through. How has, what's the results been like?
Great. So she books the appointment. The agents call to reconfirm the appointment, show up with she booked 4 so far, and we've gone on 3.
Charles, when did you start actually using this? How long has it been?
Like a week, maybe 2 weeks max. It's just mid-July that we started with this. It's been a couple weeks. So much fun with this product. It's unbelievable. And I have a bigger idea for it, so I'm working on that.
Honestly, me seeing this, realizing the outcome and productive output and cost efficiency and the streamline of the process for you it's invaluable. It's seeing it work. It's incredible.
I didn't imagine 6 months ago what's happening today. When I met Agent X, I couldn't imagine what was possible because the AI I have could not do what Agent X does.
That's our North Star.
Well, it's working for me so far. I'm very happy. I want more, obviously, but I'm very happy. Okay, strategy. Okay, so I got to think about what I want to do. Okay.
You've got the weekend. Awesome.
I'm ready. Boom. I'm like blown away. I love it.